In this lesson, 6.7, we're going to discuss the distributive property. One term that we're going to be dealing with using the distributive property is equivalent expressions. They are expressions that have the same value or are equal. In our distributive property, I've been giving you an example in 2a. A, parentheses, b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. In the distributive property, the root word is distribute. So in 2a, the a is being distributed to everything inside the parentheses. And it is an addition problem. So a times b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. In 2b, you can use the distributive property for subtraction. Again, the a is being distributed to everything on the inside of the parentheses. So a parentheses b minus c is equal to ab minus ac. And when we put numbers in for each of these, in our first example for 2a, the 8 is being distributed to everything in the inside parentheses. So 8 times 10 plus 4 is equal to 8 times 10 plus 8 times 4. In the 2b example, 8 times 10 minus 4 is equal to 8 times 10 minus 8 times 4. We use the distributive property to make problems simpler. Problems that we could do in our head a lot easier than we could have before. Now, we're going to use the distributive property to write equivalent expressions, and we're going to check our answer. Again, the distributive property is used in order to simplify problems. So in 3a, we're going to distribute the 7 to everything inside the parentheses. So 7 times 9 plus 7 times 5. 7 times 9 is 63 plus 35. You can add those two together and you get 98. So you'll be asked to demonstrate the distributive property with examples like this in order to help you solve them mentally. So in B, 4 will be distributed to the 50. Their operation is subtraction, so I'm going to do minus 4 times 3. So now, a simpler problem, 4 times 50 is 200, minus 12, that's going to be 188. In our next example, on 3C, we're going to have 6 being distributed to 1.7 plus 6.7. When we simplify this, 1/7 plus 6/7 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Using the distributive property allows you to solve this problem a lot easier. In on 3D, 3 is going to be distributed. The operation is subtraction. 3 times 7 is 21. So your final answer for D is 21. Showing on C, I'm going back to C, y and how it is equivalent. If you took 6 1/7 and multiplied it, you got 6/7. Plus 6 times 6 over 7 is equal to 36 over 7. Add the numerators. 6 plus 36 is 42 over 7. 42 over 7 is 6. So this is just a simpler way and a quicker way to solve a problem like this. Now we're going to use the distributive property to evaluate each and every one of these problems. So in 4a, 4 will be on the outside of the parentheses. 4, 11 4/10 minus 1 4/10. So hopefully you can do 11 4/10 minus 1 4/10. That's 10. 4 times 10 is 40. Again, we use this property to simplify. So instead of doing 4 times 11 4/10 minus 4 times 1 4/10, we simplify what was in the parentheses and then multiply. Okay, and B, I already wrote it out, but 25 was being distributed. So we simplified it. We did 25 times 3/4 plus 1 1/4. 3/4 plus 1 1/4 in your head is 2. So now we have 25 times 2 equals 50. Now, another good example of how to simplify a problem would be in C. We're going to distribute 7 to 8 2/10. So we're going to do 7 times 8 plus 7 times 2/10. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 7 times 2 is 14, but notice it's not 2, it's 2/10, so we're going to put a decimal there. Now we can do this in our head. No, some of us can, some of us can't. So instead of having to do 7 times 8 2/10 in your head, you can break it up. So in D, as I've got written there, remember rules of adding and subtracting integers, we are going to add the opposite. Simplify this. Nine divided by 5. 5 goes into 9 one time with 4 left over. So again, first you need to add the opposite. Use a distributive property to simplify the problem. Now we're going to review. I'm going to pause this and we're going to review it in class, and I'll come back and show the answers. Please note each of the properties that are illustrated. I want to call your attention to H. Note that it's a commutative property of multiplication because the -3 moved. It commuted. Now we're going to use our distributive property in order to make these problem solvings, number 6 and 7, easier. Number 6, you buy 4 $11 CDs and 4 $14 CDs. Write 2 expressions for the total cost, and then what was the total cost? So we had 4 $11 CDs and 4 $14 CDs. So 4 parentheses 11 plus 14 is one expression. Another one is we distributed the 4, so 4 times 11 plus 4 times 14. Simplified it. 4 times 11 is 44, plus 4 times 14 is 56. Hopefully you can add 44 plus 56 in your head to get $100 for the total cost. Now, in number 7, again, as I've told you earlier, the distributive property is used to help simplify problems, to do a simpler problem. Okay. You buy 12 party favors costing $1.99 each. Use the distributive property to find the total cost. Now, we need to put up here a problem that's going to make a simpler problem of the one that they've given us in this word problem. In this problem, another way to write $1.99 is $2 minus a penny. So I took 12 parentheses 2 minus 100. Distributed 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 100 is 12 hundredths. 24, you can do $24 minus 12 cents is $23.88. Again, the distributive property is taught in order to simplify certain problems so that you can do them mentally.